the new year, which means I'm in need of a new roleplay home. Because on the 1st of January every year, I build myself a new family home in BLOXBURG.
Another one, thank you. Another one, thank you.
This year, these are my inspiration pictures. I'm talking detailed mansion. I've even dressed as a Visco girl for you guys. Is this what they wear? The budget is $1 million. Now this video is just part 1, building the entire exterior, and part 2 is going to be the interior, so subscribe and comment down below if you want to see that. We'll name the plot True Reese's Humble Abode. Let's get started. So this isn't just going to be a normal build, I'm also going to be giving you lots of tips and building hacks along the way. The first of which is to find the center of a plot, build a gigantic X, and the center line is always the middle. I know I want quite a large driveway, which means we're going to start building about 8 back. For once, guys, I'm not going to be making this a crazy big mansion. Like, don't get me wrong, it's gonna be big, but not as big as my mansion from last year, guys. I honestly don't know what I was thinking when I built that. Like, was I trying to build a house with a room for everyone on planet Earth? And the rule of thumb in BLOXBURG is don't make a wall longer than about 5 blocks long. And with a snap, the second floor is on. And by the way, in England, we call this, you know, when you click your fingers, we call it a click. But in America, you guys call it a snap. Isn't that kind of cool how we all say different things around the world, though? What am I thinking with this roof? Am I trying to make an Egyptian pyramid? I don't know why I even selected that. Now, this looks nice, but it is giving cardboard box, so...
This is my box. I am living in this box.
To fix that, add in fake walls. With a bit of colour, that looks a little better, and I think I should put on screen the inspo pic I'm using. I don't know who made it because I got it off Pinterest, but credits to whoever built this because I'm definitely taking inspo. At this stage in a build, your house should be looking not its best. Should be looking at it and going, what the hell?
What the hell?
But it's this next stage, adding wall trims, windows, and detail that is really going to fix that. First of all, I always like to outline my roofs with structural items. In my last mansion, and I will be making a few comparisons to that, look at the walls, guys. It was the most plain thing ever.
Where's the flavor?
Structural items weren't really a big thing, or maybe they were. I was just too dumb to use them. So I feel like this is going to be my best house I've ever built. Now, the reason I've got this little circular man here is so we can turn it into a window. Since I am taking so much inspiration from that builder, I think they might be called Chic Home Living. That is the account it was posted on. Now, to save yourself time when building with pillars, don't stack them two on top of each other, because when you copy and paste them, it only copy and paste the bottom one. Instead, resize just one pillar itself, all the way up to where you want it. And now when you go to copy and paste it, it's going to have no issues. I forget, since this is going to be an actual build that I'm keeping, I actually have to make it detailed on the back as well. If you guys are a regular viewer, you know the back of my builds normally look like a pile of crap. But today, the back has to look just as good as the front. And from above, this looks like a mansion.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
This looks like the Dynasty mansion. Another bit of inspo that I'm going to take from that picture is the balcony they have on the front. It's the smallest little thing, but by using such fancy oh, I didn't mean to use them, Pirates of the Caribbean. By using these such fancy railings, it really just adds that detail to the front. And it's a good thing we have $1 million because all of these things I'm using, they ain't cheap. Now, I've added a singular pathway to give me some guidance, but we're actually going to make it like 1 1/4. That is the extent of detail I plan to have in my new house. And that is why I'm sure you can understand this has got to be a 2-parter. Otherwise, this video would be like an hour long. On this door, I noticed many people actually add an extra line down the middle. I assume to get more of a checkered vibe window. That is beautiful.
That's bliss.
Now it's time for the window. Why did I just turn into an opera singer? So this first window I've got to be so incredibly careful with, because this is going to be the one that is copy and pasted around the whole build. I'm not going to do much to it, but I am going to outline it in these. And I'm hoping those beams will show on the inside. Nope. Looks like we're going to have to do it doubly. And obviously we're not building the interior until part 2, but I'm just going to make it a little bit easier by adding it now. Isn't it crazy what just adding an outline can do? I'm deceased. That looks beautiful. I'm wondering, does it look better or worse with shutters? I honestly think it looks better. Oh my gosh, this is so fun. I remember that musty box at the beginning. You can say goodbye to that. Now, the good thing about doing a 2-parter is I need your guys' opinion. Do you prefer the windows like this? Or I'm going to try one other thing, getting a custom sheet of glass, outlining it as we would a normal window, and then adding some extra French detail in the middle. We could then have mini windows on the front like this. Personally, I think that is a big no-no. Let me know though in the comments. However, if you did really like these, don't be sad, because I'm thinking we could add them along the back. This is another little building hack. You know, I said there's going to be a few in this video. I'm also going to be giving you lots of tips and building hacks. I was about to do it wrong. Okay, don't delete your base walls.
You're joking. Not another one?
Go into doorways and search up tool. And then you're going to pick the tall door frame. You're then going to place these where you want your custom windows or custom doors to go. What in the unevenness is that? You then place your custom windows or doors into these frames. So to make it a door, you simply slant it and adjust as so. And this is an incredibly effective way to make your building stand out from other people's. I'm just adding those windows on the back, which is actually proving harder than you think. So you have to add a floor first. And then I did want to have a big staircase in the middle. So I might add these windows just in case we do. And then I very quickly added the rest in because it feels like we've been building windows for half an hour. And I've tried not to add too many, so I've left some walls without. And now it's finally time to move on from windows. Goodbye, windows, you will be missed.
Goodbye.
Over here, I've added chimneys. Now, this is a real chimney. As you can see, I've had to put a fake, like, little roof down here. And I just thought adding 2 each side, it just sort of, like, adds that little flourish. All that's left is gardening. And then we're good to go, baby, for the inside next video. Now, this is going to be much easier said than done because we cannot slack on the detail. And in fact, we're almost going to be using no real Bloxburg bushes. Everything is going to be custom plants. And if it's not a custom plant, then it's going to be a custom tree. And is it just me who's surprised that that exterior costs less than 100,000? So you guys know me, I don't plan anything. That also means I don't know what plants we're going to use. So I always start by looking up it in the Bloxburg catalog, and as you can see, it's often successful. Oh, but sometimes Bloxburg likes to troll you, apparently. Oh no, I'm starting to realize I probably should have just kept my mouth shut when I was saying, yo, this is so cheap.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
And rather than using 2 decals, just use a 2-sided decal. It's honestly so much cheaper. The floor will just be, I reckon, mud lush in pine cone. And then I'm going to try and arrange these bushes as neatly as possible. In 2023, you would have never catch me building this detailed. I'm telling you, this year, the builds are stepping up. Everything is stepping up. This is actually going to fill up my plot data so fast, I just know it. So I don't know how the girl in this picture got her trees to be so tall. Like, mine are literally miniature compared to them.
Ooh, that's kind of small.
And look at how expensive each decal is. Literally 1,000 a piece. And I reckon if I look up tree trunk, oh my Gideon, no way that actually works. I'm actually a genius. Right now we are just building in a crazy order. This is probably the most chaotic video I've ever filmed. We should definitely add fences so we actually know where things stop and start. So now if we slightly adjust this tree, it looks like it's behind the tree trunk. That actually looks low-key real, even though they are 3 grand each.
30,000?
And I hope loads of people in service now want to be adopted by me, because in my last house, they'd see it and they'd see a big house. So they'd think, oh, rich. But in this house, I hope they come over, even though it's not as big, I hope they see it and go, wow, talent.
Oh my God! Wow!
Now, we're going to add pathways either side, which is legit going to turn this into a plus sign. And I don't know about you, but this new grass texture is not it.
Like, it's not the vibe. Stop!
I know it's meant to be snow, but it's still just what is in this. And I think the funnest thing about this is, even though I did take inspiration for the actual house, like, this garden is all my idea. Wow, that's wonderful. So all that's really left to do on the checklist is decorate this front bit and do an epic back garden. But just before we get there, we've got to add a couple of bird baths, some nice tulips. And if your house is this nice, it will just fit in. And I am actually going to extend the fences a little. And to get pillars to go outside the plot a little bit, you have to resize them. And that looks so nice from the inside too. Over here can be a little bit of like a greenhouse, wheelbarrow area. Oh, it's a beehive. I didn't know Bloxburg had a beehive. This is what I mean. I don't even bother looking at this kind of stuff because I just think I'm too much of a noob to do it. So as I said, now we just have the backyard to do. And it's going to be rather a large back garden.
I like them big. I like them chunky.
So once again, you're going to see me line it with dirt. By that dirt, we're then going to line the back with these diamond-plated trees. Why not even just bustle a few bushes in here? What a beautiful backyard so far. Next up, we're obviously having a pool. Like most Bloxburg houses will have a pool. Looks kind of small, but it's actually much bigger than it first looks. But a little building hack with reset. Get yourself a basic cube and lower it very slightly into the pool. You can actually make the hot tub like built in. It just adds a little something to an ordinary pool. The whole entire floor is going to be made of grass. Then we shall use those carpets from earlier as our walkways, which can first and foremost accompany our gorgeous loungers. Now, I've never really appreciated the default colors. I think these two colors actually go very well together. Can you believe, guys, I've been filming for 2 hours. This is what I mean about having to do it in 2 parts, because I said it would have taken me like 5 hours. And
it's been 84 years.
over in this corner, I think we have room for a mini barbecue. We've got to end it with a bang. And perhaps we should just move the door so that it's this one opening instead. So that way there's just a little bit more room. Maybe sandwood with some white marble. And to finish it off, we will have a wicker sofa in the corner. And with that, guys, the exterior of Teresa's new mansion is done. So let's go look around. Oh, I'm in a bush. So guys, who wants to guess the value of this house?
Guess what?
Do you know what? Comment down below your predictions of the value. I'll give you a couple of seconds. 449,000 for this. So it really was expensive. As we open up the gates to heaven, it literally feels so exciting that I get to live here. So the obvious first thing that you see is the gigantic house. It looks 3 stories, but it's only going to be 2. As you can see, it's actually a massive interior. And I actually want to look how much is the plot data on this plot. Only 9.7%. That is actually quite good, isn't it? We have the lawnmower over here because you've got to have a blimmin' good gardener to keep your hedges looking this trim. We have a couple of fountains, some bushes, and then on the other side, it's essentially the same thing. So we're going to go through our front door now, and this is going to give you a sneak peek to what the inside is going to look like. But even though I look like a ghost right now, it is huge. Like, we are going to have probably at least 5 bedrooms. Through these windows, it doesn't even look like BLOXBURG. It looks like a tropical paradise.
BRB. About to escape and enter my magical fantasy world?
The first part we have is the barbecue. Now, this garden is not final. Although it does look very, very beautiful, I probably will make some tweaks next video. And then we have the hot tub that is adjoined to it. That's screaming rich millionaire. We have the wicker sofa, the gorgeous back of the home. And finally, a sun lounger where we can chill out in our new home. And the bills, if you're wondering, are 1,300. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed part 1. If you want part 2, like the video and subscribe to the channel, and leave in the comments what rooms you want to see. Thanks to everyone who watched this. I love you all loads, and I'll see you all next time.